Welcome students. We are back with another lesson. In this lesson, we'll study the remaining experimental effects of your photoelectric effect. So in our previous class, I've showed that if the light of intensity falls on this cathode, the electrons, your photoelectrons are generated. More the intensity, more the photoelectrons, more the current detected. So I have drawn a graph here. If I increase the intensity, the photoelectric current also increases, so we get a linear graph. The next effect we studied was between your anode potential, the potential which was applied by this potential difference. Fine. So what it was noted that if you increase the applied voltage, if you increase the applied voltage, more photoelectrons are generated. More electrons are generated, more current will be generated. So with the increase of the potential at anode, the current also increases linearly till a point reaches where the current becomes constant. This constant current is the maximum value of the current which we can get, and this constant current, this constant maximum current is known as your saturation current, which is denoted by ISAT. Fine. So this is how we get this half of the curve. Now, what happens if you start reducing the potential? As you start reducing the potential, what happens? The negative term becomes positive and the positive terminal becomes negative. So we are applying a negative voltage, or we are applying a retarding potential. That means we are decreasing our voltage. Fine. So if we decrease our voltage, what happens? The current also starts to decrease. Like in this case, you reduce the potential, the current also reduces till a point where the current becomes zero. So the potential at which your current becomes zero, the potential V naught at which your photo current becomes zero. This potential is known as your stopping potential. Fine. So this is we have discussed up till now. Fine. So now let's start our today's class with this stopping potential V naught. Now in your photoelectric effect, electrons which are emitted by this photosensitive plate, they are emitted with different velocities. As you can see in this picture, the arrows shows you the magnitude of the velocity. Means smaller the arrow, small velocity. Medium size arrow, medium velocity. Large arrow means large velocity. So can you see the electrons or your photoelectrons emitted have various ranges of frequency. Some have zero velocity, some have small velocity, some have large velocity. Right? So let us suppose the maximum velocity which an electron can take, this biggest arrow, isn't it? Out of these three arrows, the maximum or the biggest velocity this electron can take is the third one. So let us say this velocity, we signify it as Vmax, the maximum amount of the velocity which an electron can acquire is Vmax. Now let us consider your stopping potential. So stopping potential, what happens? The photocurrent detected should be how much? Zero. That means no electron should be emitted out of this photosensitive plate. That means this electron is stopped, this electron is stopped, as well as this electron is stopped. So that means the potential stops all of these electrons. Right? So look here, if the electron moves with a velocity v, if this electron moves with a velocity v, then the kinetic energy gained by this moving electron is given as half of mv square. Fine. This kinetic energy was already discussed in class 11. Fine. So you can assume like this: any moving charged particle, okay, if a particle moves with a velocity v, it acquires some energy. This energy is known as your kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy formula is given as half mv square, where m is the mass of the electron and v is the velocity with which the electron is moving. So in this case, if electron is moving with velocity v, then it will be half mv square, right? Now, if this electron is moving with a velocity v1, then its kinetic energy will be half mv1 square. Similarly, if this electron is moving with a velocity vmax, then its kinetic energy will be half of mv max square. Fine. So what is this stopping potential doing is that this stopping potential is doing some work. What kind of work? The work to stop this electrons, or I can also say the work done by the stopping potential should be equal to the kinetic energy. Fine. So if this electron is having a kinetic energy half mv max square, so in order to stop this electron, I have to apply the same force. I have to apply the same energy of how much? Half mv max square, in order to balance this force. So if the two forces are balanced, that means there is no motion of the electron. If I apply the same opposite force, that means the electrons are stopped here. Fine, that means no electrons are generated from this photosensitive plate. So this work is done by your stopping potential. Fine. So stopping potential has to stop this electron which is moving with velocity v. It has to stop this electron which is moving with velocity v1, and this electron which is moving with velocity vmax. That means here the work done by the electron, or the stopping potential, the work done by the stopping potential to stop all of these electrons, okay, should be equal to half mv max square. Why did I say half mv max square? Because this is the maximum velocity. If this is the maximum velocity out of all of this velocity, then the maximum kinetic energy which electron can have out of all of this kinetic energy will be half mv max square. So if I do some work to stop this half mv max square, that means with that same amount of work I can stop this electron, I can stop this electron, I can stop this electron, right? At stopping potential V0, when no photoelectrons are emitted, the work done by stopping potential on the fastest electron must be equal to its kinetic energy. So the maximum kinetic energy K max, this one, it will be half mv max square. Fine. So how much will be the work done by this stopping potential? The stopping potential will do the work just like we have discussed in your lesson 47, your 1 electron volt. What was this 1 electron volt? This was the work done by the potential of how much? 1 volts to stop the electrons. Fine. So in this case, what you notice is that this is the electron E, which is moving with a velocity V. Fine. And why they are moving? This is because of the potential 1 volts. Fine. So if it was not 1 volts, okay, if it's not 1 volts, if it was simply volts, okay, so how much the work this potential will do? The work done by this potential will be the charge. What is the charge of this electron? E. The charge times the potential applied. And how much is the potential applied? V. So how much is the work done? W equals to E multiply with V. Right? Now this is also your similar case. In that lesson 47, what the potential was doing, it was forcing the electrons to move. But in this photoelectric effect, what this potential is doing, this potential is stopping the electron from moving. Fine. So here also, what will be the work done? The work done will be the charge of the electron E multiplied with the potential V naught. So here, what is this E? E is the charge of the electron, and what is this M? M is the mass of the electron. So the stopping potentials work done will be EV naught, which should be equals to half mv max square. Fine. Fine. So this is your stopping potential. Okay. This stopping potential we will use again when we will discuss the same theory, the photoelectric effect, when it is explained by Einstein, which we will do in our forthcoming classes. Right. For now, you can just remember this formula. This is the stopping potential formula. Fine. This is your stopping potential. Now coming back to your photoelectric effect. Okay, look, suppose this source is emitting a light of intensity I1. So if the light is incident on this photosensitive plate, the photoelectrons are generated. This photoelectrons generated will be detected by this ammeter. Hence, you will get a photo current. Fine. Fine. So you'll see a graph like this. This is for your intensity I1. Fine. Fine. Now let us suppose we increase the intensity to I2. So we have more intense light I2. So at your intensity I2, what you'll see is your, look at this graph. This is for your intensity I2. Now since more intensity are falling on this photosensitive plate, more photoelectrons will be generated. Why? See, more the intensity of light, more the photoelectric current. Why? Because more photoelectrons are generated. Therefore, if more the intensity of light, more will be the photoelectric current. Therefore, you will get a similar type of curve. Okay, see the shape of the curve, they are similar. Only the difference is that you will get a curve which has a higher photocurrent. This has a higher saturation current as compared to for your intensity I1. Fine. Let's take one more example. Let us increase the intensity further to I3. Now look at the intensity. Let us shoot a light of higher intensity. Now if you shoot a light of higher intensity means you will get a higher saturation current. Fine. Can you see? You get more photo current. Why? Because more photoelectrons will be generated. So you'll get a higher saturation current. Fine. So this is the curve for different intensity, where your intensity I3 is greater than your intensity I2, which in turn is greater than your intensity I1. But look here, for all of this intensities, look at this stopping potential. For I3 you have a stopping potential V0, for I2 you have a stopping potential V0, for I1 also you have a stopping potential V0. So irrespective of the intensity, the stopping potential is constant. So you can add third point to the effect of potential on the photoelectric current. You can write down, for the given frequency of the incident radiation, the stopping potential V0 is independent of the intensity of the light. No matter whatever be the intensity, the stopping potential will always be same for the given material. Fine. So that's it for today's class. Thank you. And if you have any confusion, please don't hesitate to ask. I will re-explain it to you again. And in our next class, we'll study the effect of the frequency on the incident radiation, or effect of the frequency of incident radiation on the stopping potential. Right? How your frequency affects your graph. Right? So that's it. Thank you.